So how are you living Jam Jam?
Yo, what up, bruh? I'm living decent, bruh. Can't complain.
Just decent.
Yeah, I'm just trying to still suss out where I'm at, bruh. This is Bob's hood. There's a lot going on in this house right now. I don't know. It's giving crackish. Yeah, it's giving.
We just moved in. Fuck you.
Nah, bruh, it's giving. We're moving kilos of crack, and
Yeah, that's why you're sitting in like a designer chair.
Yeah. If this is a designer chair, I feel like
It's my girlfriend's chair, so that shit's designer.
Designer,
All that shit's designer.
okay. But yeah, no, I'm good, bro. Can't complain, man. And if you complain, no one cares. So
Literally.
yeah, no one cares, bro. No one's coming to save you. No one's coming to take care of you. So yeah, we move on and we keep going. But yeah, how are you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. Like, I'm sweating my fucking ass off, as you can see. Cause like I thought like I was leaving, this life behind. I was like, I'm tired of sweating my ass off all the time. I need to get the fuck out of Durban.
Durban's so uncomfortable, man. Like
But
the
this
heat.
is uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, but here at least it dies down and like I don't know. There's some sort of remedies for it, but Durban is just the humidity. That's the thing. Durban becomes uncomfortable, bro. Like
That's saying at least there I don't have to put on lotion. Like here I gotta put on fucking lotion.
you should put on lotion all the time, man. I don't know about that.
You got that natural lotion in the air.
Nah, gents, don't listen to that. Put on lotion, man. That's nasty. Put on lotion.
Don't worry, I got Palmer. Like,
Oh yeah,
I rock that shit.
yeah. I don't even know what that is.
It's a shea butter,
Okay.
like type vibe. It's really good.
Yeah, well, white people don't usually use lotion, do they?
No, I know they don't, but like as I'm finding out here, like my skin is drying the fuck out.
Oh, yeah. Gents, if you're feeling cracks and stuff, put some lotion on, man. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Cracks on your dick, obviously.
I mean, yeah, I don't know about that, but yeah. Do you lotion your private parts?
I don't lotion my private parts, but that was a joke about masturbation.
Yeah,
where,
I know.
I don't intentionally lotion my private parts, but occasionally lotion gets on my private parts.
I almost have never used lotion for that.
You're a no lube kind of guy.
Nah, bro. I want a raw dog. I want both parts of my body to feel each other.
You want that tactile response.
I want rough. I want
that real self-love.
Yeah.
No barriers.
The way the cavemen used to do it, bro. No lotion, no lube, nothing.
I'm sure they must have used some spit.
Nah, dude. No spit shine, nothing. Just straight up hand on dick, bro. Old school style.
Oh, what a great start to this podcast.
Yes.
I like it. We're getting into it.
It's only going up from here. Keep listening.
No one would know from that you have a degree in politics.
Oh yeah, no, that wouldn't. Dicks and politics don't mix. Like, yeah,
this all spilled clothes.
Yeah, yeah, I do, bro. You did your research. Yeah, I do have a degree in politics.
I mean, I just listened to your comedy, but yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. I thought you'd like. I was about to say I don't know where you got that from, but
you say
I realized I do say it on stage. So yeah, you caught me out there. Yeah, no, I do. I mean, fuck. If you're gonna accumulate some of these things, you might as well talk about them and discuss them. I like having an opinion on politics. Something I found interesting. It was the only thing I actually always passed when I was at university. So,
You had a genuine interest in it.
Yeah.
So from a young age, did you want to be a politician, or what was the?
Yeah, I used to think it was cool to be a politician, or like, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
you thought you could make change and stuff. Because I had the same thing as a kid, bro.
I used to be like, bro, there's an opportunity to really do good for people. And then you realize, nah, politics doesn't. My mom used to always tell me that's not that's not how politics work. Nope. That's not how government works. And I used to be like, no, man, you can do it proper, you can do it right. And then I grew up, and then literally grew up.
Literally.
Yeah, it was just about growing up and then realizing, oh no, that's not gonna.
No, I was the same way, man. As a kid, like I wanted to do like a PPE, and I was like, I want to do that thing and like, get into politics and try and
Yeah.
like represent like my area and make things better and all this kind of stuff. But as you get older and as you learn about things, you're just like, yeah, I could probably do more just by giving a beggar R2. Like it's literally like
that's probably more contribution than being a politician. Yo, man, the politicians are, they're not doing anything for the people, dude. They don't give a rat's ass.
Yeah, it's the power and the money. I mean, and the ones who do care, like, get pushed out, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you look at the DA with Mbali and stuff. Like, she was clearly, like, the right candidate to, like, lead them and stuff. And then, nope. No, you're going to do too much good here.
I'm like, I even said on stage, I'm like, white people's John Steenhuisen the best white guy you can send us, bro.
Literally, man. Like, what the fuck? Like, we do have higher quality white people.
Yeah, man, you guys have better people. Like, we try to send you some of our best hitters, and you guys give us John Steenhuisen, and you're like, yo, man. The thing is, what the wildest thing about DA didn't actually grow the last elections, which is quite. They should actually be more concerned than they are. If it wasn't for MK, the thing would have looked
way worse.
A whole nother way.
Yeah, that's the thing.
They would have realized, oh wow, we're actually just still staying the same the whole time. It wasn't a major victory for the DA. I mean, post that, now that they're in the GNU and they formed a coalition government, obviously that is a big win, because part of the coalition means that they're gonna get proper positions in government, like
they have more leverage.
Ministerial positions and whatnot. But they actually haven't grown, and that's one of the facades that they keep up, that like they're this party that's marching towards majority rule, and it's like, no, you've actually stayed the same for quite some time,
forever, basically.
Yeah.
I think they're always going to be that if they're lucky. Long term, I can see them just becoming irrelevant, like all the other small parties and stuff. But at the moment, they've got some cachet, they've got some flex, good for them.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, the joke for me, right, is that everyone was saying, don't vote ANC, don't vote ANC, don't vote ANC. And KZN was like, bet. Like, we got you. And then South Africa was like, no,
don't do yeah. It's not the way you want it, brother. This taking away majority rule from the ruling party isn't gonna always be the way you think it's gonna work out. That's what MK taught us, right? Because like you said, we were like, give us to someone else, like the percentage that's gonna be taken away from ANC, give it to DA or give it to whoever else. And then MK just came out and they were the hero. Was it not the hero we deserve or something? I don't know. There's some quotes.
I know what you're talking about. Not the hero we need. Well, not the hero we need, but the hero we deserve.
Yeah. One of those Batman quotes. I was trying to find one of those, but they actually saved us from not having another couple of years of just ANC majority rule, which I always find is dangerous.
Of course,
in a lot of African countries, when the majority, when it's not easy to vote out a government, I find that dangerous.
Well, obviously, like I think we see that throughout South Africa, but also, well, it's not South Africa, throughout Africa, but also I think they're about to find out the same thing in America. It's happened all around the world, and it's like the signals have been there, and it's just like, okay, well, I guess you're gonna let that happen then.
Yeah, man. The right wing, the rise in the right wing support in America and in Europe is wild, bro. Like the borderline fascist, like, old school. We don't want anyone who's not
like us.
Yeah, that's. But I'm always intrigued by America because I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. Like, there's proper proof. Like, this is not a fake or like a myth or story. Like, the Indians were there forever. They were just chilling there, having the time of their lives. And all of a sudden, white people are the indigenous people. Like, when those people, like, from those Trump rallies, like, get out of our country, it's like,
how's this your country?
This is not, you are here, you literally arrived, properly like 300 years ago.
Yeah, it's 400, I think, but yeah.
400 years ago.
Oh no, that's the slavery thing. So I think it's like 600. But
600,
anyway, there's like historical proof that, you know, Native Americans and other like American peoples have been there, like
chilling and
throughout Mexico, South America, everywhere. Like they were people. And here comes Christopher Columbus and fucking slavery and fucking oppression and fucking violence and like
stuff
literally.
And I just don't get how it's scary how no one actually like ever like, yo, what are the Native Americans saying? Like, how do you guys feel about?
And it's not for a lack of Native Americans not trying to get their voices out there. They are just like silenced a lot. It's the same thing with like Hawaii, same thing with like Puerto Rico and that. All these like occupied like lands basically. Like they just get colonized and you get given lip service.
The wild thing about the indigenous people there is that they get put in like
reservations.
That just sounds bad, man. Like, and they give them casino. Like a friend of mine who was from the States was like, they give them like they have these reservations and there'll be like casinos and shit.
Well, that's because they can do it like whatever they want on their own land. So legally they're allowed to like run casinos where they're not really allowed in other places. You should check out Reservation Dogs. It's a show on Disney, but like it's basically about like, you know, indigenous kids in America who like live on a reservation and that, and like it really like highlights a lot of things that you just don't know about that culture at this point in time, especially, you know, with modernization and everything, and like with integration and with all these different things. And like that's the thing, these struggles are like kind of worldwide because of colonialism.
Yeah.
I don't know where the jokes are there.
No. I mean,
you actually do have a lot of political jokes though. You actually do like get into it and like find like a lot of the funny things when it comes to talking about these kind of things.
Yeah, because I like, Brad, like this past week I just spent my time, which I don't usually spend it responding to trolls, but I hate people who peddle misinformation and who stand on misinformation, especially like when they're getting their information from the kiffness. Like, you know what I mean? Like, bruh.
Yo, when dude, like, for me, it's on side with that guy, bro. I'm not even kidding.
He's worse than John Steenhuisen, and just another white South African that we look at and we're like, bro, you know that guy went to like Michael House, dude.
Literally. He's a private school. He's a private school, like good Christian.
Yeah, I went to a top private school as well. Like, there's certain things I'll never complain about. Why? Because I lived a very privileged life.
Fair enough.
And it would be irresponsible for me to pretend like I lived a hard life or I lived a life where I was super discriminated. Obviously, I had challenges. Whatever.
But that's the thing for him. He's not actually facing any hardships, so he has to create them. He has to invent them out of thin air.
Yeah,
and be like, I'm so oppressed.
Like you almost want to clap for him because you're like, bro, you making this stuff up, like, but you made it up so well that you actually got people to believe you that you are this dude. Like, what? I thought it was the funniest thing when he slams government, but he got. He got a payout during COVID. And he's probably going to be like, oh, but I'm entitled to that money. But like, bro, they don't say government don't do shit for you. They did shit for you. They gave you however much money they gave you. And other artists, we didn't get focal. So
literally, like, I didn't even apply because I was like, even though I'm struggling and this and that, I was like, there's probably other people who need this money more. Like, that was literally the way I thought about it. I was like, fuck it, like, I'll find work, I'll do stuff or whatever, like, yeah, it would help, but like, you know, there's fucking, you know, people who really fucking need help. Like, and that's what's so hilarious to me is you see all these big artists who got millions of fucking rands and this and that, and it's like, okay, well, I guess I'm the fucking doers here. Like,
yeah. Well, we should have put in a claim and just
like big proposals.
And just be like, yo, man, I need 500,000. Don't ask why. I just needed to get this. Yeah, that's how much I was earning the last. I'm sure some people tweak their figures of how much they were earning and shit.
Oh, but there's so much of that in the entertainment industry anyway. Yeah. Like, you're like, because I've worked in festivals and stuff like that, and like I've been close to a lot of like music things, and like, yeah, there's a lot of tax evasion and a lot of fucking like just losing money
let's
here.
skip this conversation, man. We're still evading. Let's not get SARS involved in this.
I'm not talking about us.
Let's not get SARS involved in this nice conversation.
No, but I just mean like literally like there's this level within South African media, well not media, but entertainment where there's a lot of corruption. There's a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot of money going to a lot of people. And it turns out the Kiffness is one of those people.
Yeah.
Rallied against corruption all this time and look at him.
Yeah, I really don't like what he's about and what he's trying to push. And for me, it has an element of being cowardly, bro. Like hiding behind those posts and whatever. And I never see him go on any TV shows or any podcast to debate any of the shit.
Never.
That he says or whatever.
He'll just make his cat music videos.
Yeah, because I think he knows that he's not as intellectually
I've
inclined as he thinks.
I've interviewed him years ago, like because I kept calling him out over his dumb opinions. This was before he went like as bad as he is now.
Yeah,
the early days of the Kiffness was like relatively tolerable, but like
they were a group, right?
It was two guys, yeah.
Yeah,
a black guy and a white guy.
Yeah.
Like, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Shandu was the other guy, wasn't he?
Is it? I can't remember.
Yeah, but I remember there was a guy who went to school with him who was part of the Kiffness.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm glad that the black guy left.
Good for him, yeah.
Yeah, it would look weird now still being with the Kiffness with that, like...
I wonder if that's why, like, the Kiffness, went down this path, because he had his heart broken.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, James, maybe we found the reason why this man is so,
so bitter about black people.
so right wing and so anti black people. He got his career heart broken by a black guy, and he was like, I'm never gonna recover from this. So hell hath no fury, like
like a white man scorned.
Like a Michael House private school white guy scorned.
Yeah,
we live in interesting times. I'll just say that much. But the rise of the right wing thing, bro. This past week, people really believe, like they want to believe that there's this white genocide or white, like, bro. I'm like, bro. The way white South Africans are living, I'm like, this is the best genocide I've ever seen in my life, bro.
Except me, of course, who lives in a crack house, as you said.
Maybe. If you had to come out, actually, if Bob had to come out and be like, yo, man, I am oppressed, I'd be like, okay, yeah. I get him to America immediately. I'd be like, yeah, Trump is not lying about Bob in particular, but, bro, it's crazy. Like, that's why the normal average white South African doesn't say shit, because they
know how good they got it.
Yeah.
Like, where else in the world do you have servants?
Bro, when I was in the UK last year and I did my shows and I was hanging out with people, bro, people who are like, who'd be easily owning a house with an apartment here or a house or apartment here are sharing digs in the UK. And there's no helper, nothing. No domestic, nothing. Same people, if they had to come live in South Africa, easily 2-bedroom house, 2-bedroom apartment.
They'd get in at the top, like, of the company.
Exactly. So it's lies, bro. It's lies.
Yeah, it's just funny that like this is all like turned back on AfriForum, who like did all of this, who are like for years they've been spreading misinformation and stuff like that. Because we also, like, if you get into the stats about farm murders, white people are the least murdered people on farms. Everything they're saying is like cool, you're just saying that it's white people that we must worry about here, because it's like, farm murders are a terrible thing. Rural, like, safety is a big issue. Yeah. Like, let's talk about it. But when you address it as, oh no, it's just black people killing white people, then the problem will never actually get solved. Then it'll never be really addressed. And then you get shit like this, where now the USA is cutting money that could benefit you.
Man, honestly, like that when people lean to the farm murder thing, it's like, I don't think you understand that there's a lot of black farm people who get murdered as well, and this is
and often by white people, actually. But anyway, Anyway,
Anyway, yeah.
let's get back to the actual interview. Like, let's talk about you some more
Yeah.
instead of the world and
Yeah.
everything else. So yeah, what was it like growing up in the Eastern Cape?
Growing up in the Eastern Cape was fun. I was born in Mthatha. Then we moved
That's
to
like
Port
close to KwaZulu-Natal. Eh?
Yes. It's like it's probably like 4 hours. It's just near Kokstad there.
Yeah.
Grew up in PE though.
Okay.
Like Gqeberha now. My parents moved there in 92 or 93, just after I was born. And grew up in PE. I had a good childhood. Enjoyed myself. Grew up with my brother, older brother, and then my younger brother came along. We've got an older sister, but she didn't grow up with us. But
Was your whole family like into sports and stuff?
No, me and my older brother are the ones that are really into sports and talking about sports and whatnot. Yeah, that's sort of our thing, me and my brother. But yeah, we grew up playing a lot of sport and yeah, our dad used to take us to a lot of sports matches in PE as well.
And like what school? You said you went to private school? Or
Yeah, so I started off at a school called St. George's Prep.
Okay.
Which was literally opposite the cricket stadium.
Oh, cool. Yeah, St. George's Park. Okay.
Yeah, St. George's Park, yeah. So, yeah, great school. Gave me a good, solid foundation and whatnot. And then I went to a school called St. Andrew's College, which is in Grahamstown, which is a boarding school. Yeah, I went to the boarding school, and that's where things really kicked off, I guess. That's where I met most of the guys that I'm still friends with today. Those 5 years was probably the best time.
I was gonna say you're sounding like such a jock here, where it's just high school is the best time. I've still got my high school buddies. We got the bra.
No. Yeah, that sounded whack. I lied. No, university days were the best days, right? Cocaine days were the best days. Let me not lie and act like school was cocaine induced. No, cocaine days were the best days. But no, it was a good start, I guess, in life.
So you actually had like a good communal experience there in that, because I was I was at boarding school when I was younger and stuff, and like didn't dig it.
How old?
Grade 3 and 4.
Your parents put you in boarding school grade 3 and 4.
Well, my mom did, because like I was a bit of a problem child, and so she sent me to Wartburg, and like
What?
It's a German school like in the middle of KZN, Wartburg.
That sounds like they're gonna train you how to be a right wing.
I mean, the uniforms are like gray and black, and like it definitely does give some subtle, like vibes.
It seems like they're building skinheads, bro. Is that what?
Hey, bro,
you're a recovering skinhead. Grade 3 and grade 4, they're teaching you like. What's that movie?
Well, no, the only thing I really learned was Schweinhund.
What movie did they play for you during class? What's that? American
History X.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that would actually be teaching
like
me
a
not to
comedy.
be a Nazi, but I get you.
Yeah, that was probably a comedy to you guys. You're like, this guy.
No, it was The Believer, with Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
You seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a break time movie. No, I'm kidding.
So, some racist movies, you're like, this guy was too chill.
Too convincing.
Yeah,
it's like there's something in there that's like...
have you watched Django?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Like...
Leo, bruh. Yeah, bruh. The way, dog. It's like he'd been waiting for this role. He was like, you know what? I've been nice to black people my whole career in my movies. In all his other movies, there's not a hint of racism. And he was like, I want to get something off my chest. I feel like he didn't even get paid to do that role. He was like, nah, this is on the house. I want to be the racist guy in Django. I'll pay you to be part of this movie. That's how badly I want this role. But we digress. We were talking about you went to boarding school at
grade 3 and 4, yeah. And then it was pretty fucked up, dude, because like we literally like the prefects would make you kneel on sugar and shit like that. It was like proper like corporal punishment, weird fucking nonsense. So
did it help you in any way?
Not a
become
fuck. I came back like way worse. Cause like, guess what you learn by being around other like troubled kids? How to fucking be more of a fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you learn all the little tricks and stuff.
Why didn't your
like,
mom send you to like one of the traditional schools, like, you know, like?
I have no idea. Like, money probably was like one of the big issues there. So like, yeah, I'm thinking it
Mom's
was
still around.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, doing much better now.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. How's your guys' relationship?
great. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like these days. But like, yeah, through my teenage years and stuff, like things weren't so
How
great.
rebellious were you, like doing meth and?
Not quite that, but like, you know, my mom worked 2 jobs and shit like that. So like,
Oh,
I had a
yeah.
lot of free time, and so I was out on the streets.
So
creating a
you
lot of
should be
trouble.
like the Kifness then. Like you should have these like complaints about being white and oppressed.
Well, no, it's because like I can see that like everyone else I grew up with, like who was black and hasn't had as good a life as me for the most part.
Oh yeah.
You know, some people obviously did, like, and were able to, but like it's like I can recognize, like, hey, my life's been easier.
Yeah.
Like I'm not blind.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that like does bug me, and it's like obviously there's like black people who, you know, have more than me. Like there's a lot,
yeah.
but like it's not like, you know, because of privilege or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's a whole. I don't know. It's weird for me, like the dissonance that white people have when it comes to this kind of thing, where it's just like, just look at things honestly, man. Like really look at your life, really look at how it's gone, and then look at people around you, and like look at how many of the people like on the street are white. You know, like genuinely, like actually, like look at it and like think to yourself, fuck, the statistics here, like there aren't that many white people living in shacks. Like, you know, it's like the statistics here kind of
Even
tell
these
you a
pop-up
thing.
shack towns that
Yeah.
you see here, is that like there's an Afrikaan shack town in
I mean, they
in
are like
Orbs?
in some parts of
Oh,
South
yeah.
Africa and
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like, so they are like there is white poverty as well.
yeah.
Like it does exist, but it's just like not on the same scale, not on the same level. And like just in general, you look at things post-apartheid. Like, yeah, there hasn't been a massive redistribution of wealth. Like, it's been kind of concentrated to a small percentage of black people,
Yeah.
whilst most white people have just kept passing it on to their kids.
Yes.
So,
Shit. Yeah. Did you study after school?
nah, like, I started my own shit and, like, I was working and doing various things.
Oh yeah, you'd be quite a well-learned man.
Yeah, well, I read a lot.
Well
and,
read,
like,
yeah, you well read.
Yeah, like, I literally read, like, you know, fucking philosophy
That's what
books
a
and
lot of
politics
people,
books. And,
whoever's watching this, go read, man.
watch again.
Yeah, like read.
There's no cameras.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, listening. Whoever's listening, go read. Reading will make you understand what is going on in the world around you. But yeah, so yeah, PE vibes, man. Had a good time. Went to Grahamstown, then came here in 2010.
But like, yeah, Grahamstown and that's like, was it like multicultural and everything?
I wouldn't say that.
You wouldn't say that, okay? Because that's what I was wondering. Like, you saying like it was a great time, whereas like I know a lot of people who do go to private school who were born when you were born, basically, you know, like just before the born freeze or in the born freeze, have like a complicated experience with it.
Very. So I had a good time, like I told you. But yo, bruh, there's a lot of racial stuff that used to happen, stuff that you see later on in life where you're like, oh, that wasn't. There's no way that should be normal and normalized. Bruh, there was wildest thing when we were in grade 8s and 9s. We shared like a dormitory, and these guys thought it would be funny to like have people when you go into the dorm, you use a dorm pass. The prefects of that time thought it would be funny.
Of course they did.
Yeah, they like that's the sort of stuff that like you look back, you're like, the fuck kind of home raised you that you're doing.
Well, you know exactly what kind of home raised them.
Yeah. And so yeah, those parts they unfortunately are part of our experience at these white institutions as a black kid. But most part it was fun. Bro, we had a good time, had a good laugh. It was all about laughing. I used to love like fucking around in school and causing shit with teachers and having a good laugh, man. That was my shit.
So were you like the class clown?
Yeah. There was always a group of us though. Luckily, I wasn't stupid as well, so my marks were also decent. So I wasn't one of those class clowns who's like, their life was fucked up after school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I hated school and stuff, so like I bunked a lot, but like I would still do my work. Like I'd still read the books, I'd still like do the exams and everything like that, and do pretty well. But like, yeah, I had a completely different experience. I went to like Glenwood in Durban, which
so you went to Glenwood?
Yeah, bro.
That's a fucking top school, bro.
Now, and like I was there when they were trying to make it that.
Okay.
And like, yeah, so being a little bit different.
Green Machine. So did you finish it?
No, I got asked to leave. But Trevor Kershaw, who eventually got caught for embezzling 5 million rand. So
I remember that scandal. Yeah.
If I'd known that he just wanted a cut, like we could have solved that problem right then and there.
Yeah, you could have spoken like men, bro. Sorted out this, golden handshake.
Yeah, but yeah. So no, I actually finished through Damlin. Like I finished through Damlin at home.
Damlin no longer exists.
Crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, or like they lost their license or whatever too. So what did you get asked to leave? How long were you at Glenwood for?
Until standard 8, and then
so from grade 8 to
grade 10, yeah.
Grade 10.
So there was like a few different incidences that kept happening. Bro. Like I'd sell weed and shit and porn and like.
Oh my goodness!
I had a CD.
Guys, can you just hear that one more time?
I had a CD.
I sell porn. What the fuck, Bob?
Well, it wasn't just me. It wasn't just me. Like,
Bob, what the hell is wrong with you, dude?
So like it was.
Sometimes you gotta admit in life when you're the fuck up.
I said already. Like I came back from boarding school. Like
I appreciate.
And I'm from Umbilo. Like all these things are like.
You were selling porn, dude.
Yeah. So basically, my friends and I would go to the adult world.
You're selling. Yeah.
We'd go to the adult world and buy like these like packs. Basically, they would sell them like 3 packs, and like it would be like at that time like $30 to $50. And then we'd sell them by the page. Like that was before I got a CD writer, and then we started like pirating games and stuff like that. So that was part of it, and then also just like lots of because I was a computer monitor and shit, and like so. Yeah, me and some other dudes did some things we shouldn't be doing on the computers, and so just eventually. They were like, we're eventually going to kick you out or you can leave now. And I was like, shot for the heads up.
Jeez. Damn. Selling porn, man. That's a new one.
In high school, like it's a perfectly legit business.
Yeah.
Especially at that time when like you don't have it on your phone, you don't have access to it like on your computer. And like, we just had older kids who were like, had access to things. That was the thing. Where I grew up in that, like, was a dodgy neighborhood. That's where all the people who were going to break into houses would come back to. Like all the people who sold drugs lived where I lived. So it's like
Umbilo. Huh?
Umbilo. Or Umbilo. It's by Glenwood, actually. It's like nearby. So I actually stayed in Congela, which is like an even worse part of Umbilo. So it's like,
Is that where you live now? Before you left?
No, I actually moved to Glenwood. I moved up in life a little bit. Yeah. So I moved from there to and like. So this like being in Woodstock and that, I'm like, this is fun. This is
this is like Camps Bay for you.
Pretty much.
After where you've grown up, this is like you've made it now. Basically. Selling porn, man. That's I would have been a good customer, dude. I really love porn, dude. I really love it, man. Like
to this day.
Yeah, man. I can go down a rabbit hole of porn. Like I can watch 4 hours worth of porn.
What?
Yeah. I've done that, or like
this is being recorded, right?
Yeah, looking at bro.
You look at me in the eye, telling me you watch 4 hours of porn.
Yeah, just bro.
What, are you just fascinated by it?
Nah, I just like
you can jack it for that long.
I'm proper addicted to porn. Now I'll go through different movies, checking the shit that I like, and bookmark it, and like be like, okay, cool. I'll come back to this movie to come.
You watch the whole movie?
No, not the whole movie. But like I try to find specific videos of the porn stars I like as well.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I just put stuff in the search bar.
Yeah.
And just pick, the videos that look like the ones I want.
You're not addicted, so you wouldn't go.
Fair enough. So
in like I do.
Well, that's actually interesting because you do talk about addiction in your show and that. Yeah, how do you handle that?
Man. I'm a very addictive person, man. It's a tough one, but the worst probably was when I was addicted to cocaine and
it's very easy to get addicted to
cocaine and what's the other one? Codeine.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, so you were sipping that lean,
dude. I was leaning. Bruh, this is like, I'm giving you the real story here, right? Like, probably in April, I'll be 3 years clean of coke and codeine.
Nice, man.
But bro, like, we used to take the coke, get fucking high as fuck, and then use the lean to come down.
So we used to do ecstasy and then Ambien. So like, I get you.
Yeah, uppers, downers, dude.
Yeah.
Codeine. Codeine is probably harder to kick than the cocaine for me.
For real.
Cocaine, because codeine is basically like liquid heroin. Bro, you like.
That's why I don't really fuck with like Maprodol and stuff like that. Anything like that's like made from the poppy seed, I'm like, I'm good, bro.
Guys, it's not a joke, bro. Like the withdrawal, dog. I've never felt that much pain.
Really, like actual physical.
Like when
pain.
when I was in.
So you were like in it though, then.
Yeah, when I was in Kiso, which is the program for drug.
So you had to do a program.
Yeah, I had to go through a program, bro. I like just hot flashes, sweating all the time, can't sleep, just like felt like someone was like pinching my skin the whole time. It was madness, bro. All I was wanting was like, yo, but I need a bottle of lean now to sort me out. But the lean feeling, my God, feels like you're floating on earth, dude. It's an incredible drug. Drugs are
what I've heard about, heroin in general. Like,
yeah.
It's euphoric.
There's one comic who's a former heroin addict, and I'm like, yo, bruh. Like,
it's hard to be a former heroin addict.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest with you, like I know, like someone I know is in and out with it, and there's another like some famous-ish South African musician, depending on your generation, who's also like, you know, recovering until he's not. You know, it's like it's one of those things that people really can slip back into. Like,
but apparently that first hit of heroin is mind blowing.
That's why I've just never done it. Like, and I'm never when I'm like. When the meteor is coming, like cool, then I'll do it. When the nuke has been launched, sweet.
Yeah, let's not fuck up our lives over one high that you're gonna chase for the rest of your life. That's not how we should be living.
Yeah.
But shout out to anyone who's battling with addiction. It's not as easy as people. Yeah, people will paint you as like, oh, you're this junkie or druggie or whatever.
There's deeper things going on.
There's a lot going on, and I'll never judge people for being in it, and I'll be open to help people who are battling with it, because I've battled with it myself. So I know how the struggle is with drug addiction, bro. It's not nice.
I feel you though. Although I also know there can be a struggle for people around you as well.
Yeah, dude.
Like that's the thing. It's like, I think people eventually get frustrated. Like they want to help, and then you know people on drugs don't always want help, and also they can be like sketchy about it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, people steal from their families. People do like lots of hectic shit.
Yeah, it's
so it's not always. That's the thing. It's like I always want to come to things with love and understanding in that, and like, you know, that's the thing. I'm never going to judge anyone for doing drugs or being addicted to drugs or whatever. But it's like, yeah, like if your actions are making you steal from your own family, or like, you know, or your addiction and that, like you need to come to Jesus, man, or else like no one else can help you.
No, yeah, man. It's a tough one.
That's the thing. You have to want it. Is basically what I've always heard from addicts.
With all the addicts, bro, you have to want the change, bro. Like I woke up one day and I was just like, this is. I just done some stuff. I was like, this is a new low. I'm out, and I'm glad I had that moment, because it was just like, yo, I'm really gonna lose friends. My family's not gonna take me seriously anymore. And I was like, nah, I want out.
And were you like, what were you doing at the time in terms of career? Were you doing comedy and stuff? Or?
Comedy.
Was that how you got into the coke, or was that?
No,
you said it was from school days. From university.
From university days. Yeah, that was it was nothing to do with comedy. But I'm glad that I went through that gag before I started like doing comedy seriously, super seriously.
Yeah.
Because back then it was from 2019 I was on until, when did I start? 2022. So 3 years. But my comedy wasn't like, I wasn't taking comedy that seriously. But I would miss open mic gigs. But like back then, when you're starting out, it doesn't really affect you that much.
No, and it's also like, I don't know, like as someone who's run lots of open mic gigs and that, like, yeah, you kind of expect new comics to sometimes not show up.
Yeah. So luckily, no one picked up on that.
Yeah, it didn't put
I
a
wasn't
dent.
showing up because I'd snorted my last 500, or I was actually just
Was
passed
that
out
you just
from
didn't
lean.
have Uber money or like,
Yeah, well, I was just passed out on lean. Yeah, like that was literally what was happening at the time.
fuck, man? And then you checked yourself into rehab, basically.
Yeah, told my mom, I was like, dude, I want
Fuck,
out.
that's a tough conversation.
Yeah, it was very tough. Yeah, very tough. I was like, yo, bro, this is unserious. This is what's been happening. And she didn't judge. She helped me out, went through the process, and yeah, we came out on the other side, dude.
Nice.
Yeah.
Big ups. Like, I mean, I know, like, I've got my own, like, I mean, I even talk about it on stage a bit, but like my own things with addiction and that. But I feel like for me, it's more of just, I can do things for a long time, but not a lot of them kind of thing.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's like an endurance thing more than like
Yeah.
a sprint thing.
Yeah.
Like, whereas I feel like the addicts who like need to like really get off the track kind of thing are the ones who like are like doing every day as a sprint, basically.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm still trying to like find balance with everything, you know, when it comes, because for me, booze and weed and stuff, and like coke, like I've had, like for me, it's always like the people I'm around, basically. If they're into coke, yeah, I'm doing coke.
Yeah.
But like if the people I'm around aren't doing coke, I'm like, yeah, I don't need coke.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty chilled. Like
Get you.
so for me, yeah, it's just kind of, yeah, I smoke weed every day, and there's been periods in my life where like I drink every day, kind of thing.
Yeah. I do edibles now, bro. Edibles help me a lot, man, especially with sleeping and stuff.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, I've got bad sleep patterns, so
Yeah, I feel you there. Like that's kind of why like like weed is for me like that thing like that really does just help keep me calm and like keeps me leveled out and helps me sleep at night.
Yeah.
But I also know like, hey man, inhaling like the smoke into your lungs constantly, and also just always being in a slightly different state of mind, probably not healthy.
yeah.
At the same time, there's all different kinds of medication for all different kinds of things, and whatever, self-medication's been a thing since the beginning of time. So, yeah. Let's get into other topics, I guess. I've got some notes. Yeah, so why did you get into comedy, basically? Because you said you were like a class clown and that, and so...
So I got into comedy, man. Like the real there's a guy called V Club. I don't know if you know him, but he's a Joburg comic.
Yeah.
And we went to school together, which is quite rare for two comedians to go to school together and, you know, do comedy. It's quite a rare thing in South Africa. But anyway, we went to high school together, and I saw him doing comedy in Joburg in like 2015, 2016. Went to go visit him, went to go check him out, and I was like, yo, bruh. Like, because we were all comedy fans growing up, especially at school. Like, I'll never forget when we watched Pimp Chronicles for the first time at school. It was on a friend's...
deaf.
Yeah, bruh. It was on a friend's computer.
Yeah.
And yo, bruh, and I'd listened.
I remember that shit too. It was like from a young age, like that was the one, like,
bro.
That's, and then
I
Chris
used to be
Rock,
able
like
to-
Never Scared and Bigger and Blacker.
Bigger and
like,
Blacker. Yeah, exactly. I remember on iPod, people had Bigger and Blacker on their iPods,
Crazy.
and you can listen to the whole album. And I was just like, yo, bro, these guys are just, this is funny as fuck, bro. So I always enjoyed comedy, loved stand up, but I didn't really think it could be something that you do. And I didn't even know that, like,
all of us growing up, bro, like
yeah.
no clue. Like
Yeah.
there's Leon Schuster as like the only thing you know
Yeah.
as comedy.
It's like Leon Schuster, Mark Lottering, and it's
Yeah.
like,
And then
where does Mark even practice? Like back then, I used to think like, I remember watching Mark Lottering live, and
has Mark Lottering ever done an open mic though? Like I don't think.
yeah, I think he went straight to big productions, dude. Yeah, I can't picture Mark
Mark trying
Lottering.
out material.
Yeah, I can't picture Mark Lottering at Armchair being like, yo man, you guys have 5 minutes for me. Like, nah, he just went straight for big shows. They should actually interview him, and I
want
feel
to
like,
interview him as well.
yeah, I feel like he went straight into the big time, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, he's a generational talent. He's a very talented human being.
And he's also incredibly hardworking and someone
Yeah.
who constantly produces and is
Yeah.
endlessly creative. Like I've been watching that dude like on TV at least since I was a child, you know?
Yeah. Exactly.
Like him and Evita Besadenhout, like, you know,
Yeah.
like that was like the stuff that I remember the most, like as comedy
100%,
growing up.
100%. But I don't know what it was, but maybe it was a childish mind of mine. But I didn't think Mark Lottering was South African for some reason, because I was like, nah, man. The only stuff I've ever seen in stand up is from America, so this guy must be American.
Interesting.
Before I watched him, and then I watched him. Obviously, I watched him at the Boardwalk in PE. Which is like one of the main places in PE. That's like an entertainment hub. Watched him there, and I was like, oh shit, there's South African comedians. Because I'd seen the Pure Manati guys, but those guys, I didn't know they were doing stand-up as well. I just thought they were doing sketch comedy. So Loyiso College, Joey Rastin, all these guys, I thought they just did sketch comedy, which is obviously still mind-blowing at that time, because it was the first time we'd seen.
Yeah, that shit was foundational, man. Like I still remember Survivor Soweto. You know, like that's like iconic.
Survivor Kwamashu, fucking crazy things, bro. They were ahead of their time by far. So then we see Mark Lottering. I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe South African does have comedy. And then fast forward, like I said, Vui tells me, yo, bruh, I think you should try comedy. You'd be good at it. But
had you done like speeches and stuff at all?
I was debating. I was very good at debating at school.
Okay, sounds about right.
Yeah, I was very good at debating.
Which speaker were you? And also new rules or old rules? Like?
Yeah, I was usually second speaker.
So you were the well-prepared one?
Yeah. Do a bit of rebuttal, then get into positive matter.
Yeah, I was always third speaker. So like, you know.
So you just rebuttal.
Yeah. Pure, like, which I love, you know, like, because you're just listening and you're just going, this is why you're wrong, this is why you're wrong. Like, yeah.
Fuck, I actually missed debating. Debating was point of information. Point of order.
Point of order.
Was it point of order or point of information? I think it was point of information.
This was like 20 years ago for me.
Yeah, and like you can reject it if you don't. Yeah, if you like, now I'm on a hot streak. Point of information, then you're like, I'll take you, sir. I remember that was such a nice vibe, bro. Debating, I'll take you, sir. Then the person makes a point, and you're like, irrelevant. Anyway, thank you. Back to my positive. Yeah. Even though they came with a fire point of information,
you say like, this is wrong because of that. Anyway, I addressed this, or like my first speaker already addressed that.
My favorite is like someone would come with a hot thing, and then you'd be like, I'm gonna address that
at the end.
Yeah.
And then you just filibuster.
And then you're like, oh man, you know, for these points and more, I beg to oppose or beg to propose. And you know, you didn't deal with that question. But anyway, so then.
But did you also do Toastmasters at all?
No, never did Toastmasters. And then, but I was like, I was part of like the Spirit Squad, which sounds.
In WWE with Nikki and Nikki, Timmy.
No, it sounds very zesty when I say it like that. The Spirit Squad, but what this like cheerleaders, like, you know, for like the school, like for the rugby teams and shit, sports team. So I was always involved in that. Like, so I was always quite a.
You always had the spirit.
Yeah.
We've got the spirit.
Yeah.
Were you leading war cries and shit?
Yeah. I was the guy. So then, like I said, back to what I was talking about with Vui. Then Vui was like, yo, you should try that. And I was like, nah, man, I don't think I'll be like. I was just scared, bro. And then a friend of mine passed away in 2018, and then I was just like, dude, let me try this. Then I 2019, I was like, fuck, I'm gonna try it just for the sake. Cause I just wanted at first it was gonna be a hobby actually.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to prove to myself that, cause I was so scared of like, what happens if I'm not funny? For the first time, because I've been told I'm funny. People, friends, family, bro, this kid's funny.
And I'm sure since then you've seen many people who thought they were funny.
Bro, exactly. So I was scared that I'm going to go into this thing and then there's just going to be no funny. And then people are going to be like, but dog, we thought you were funny. And then I don't have any answer to that. So I was scared.
Because there is a difference between stage funny and bra funny.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't get that. Like, a lot of people, Like we'll be hanging out as friends, and then like there'll be a funnier friend than me, which happens all the
Always.
time. Then people will be like, "Oh, maybe he should be into comedy." Yeah, and then I'm like, "Nah." In my head, I'm like, I laugh it off. And
Oh,
in
of
my
course,
head,
you're
I'm
like, yeah, you should try. Come
yeah,
to open mic.
yeah, knowing full well no one's gonna do that to themselves, and that being a funny around a braai is much easier, and yeah, it's cooler, it's chilled, but crafting
pressure.
it's not. Oh, those long ass braai stories that people tell and whatnot. Those are not.
It's also you're way more relaxed. You're way more comfortable. It's
Yeah.
it's a friendly crowd. They're all your
yeah,
friends.
they're all
like,
your friends.
being around the braai, you're also all like, there's camaraderie and stuff. When you're on stage, it's like you've got to build all of that.
Yeah, from scratch, dude.
Yeah.
And yeah, so then that happened, and then 2019 went on stage, and here we are, bro.
Here we are.
Yeah, here we are.
I mean, but it's been quite a bit of a journey because you have risen a lot quicker than most people have.
Yeah.
Do you attribute social media to helping that? Because
Yeah, social media helped a lot, man. I made a conscious decision. My social numbers were bad, man. Like,
but you did like a media course or something. Social
2023.
media.
No, I did social media. My old job was social media. So from like 2018 to when I was laid off, 2023, end of 2023, I worked as a social media manager.
Okay.
Did a lot of like online courses, Udemy courses, all these like digital marketing courses that I did on short courses online, and then just decided to take that and actually use it for my own career.
Yeah, I wondered about that because like it seems very intentional and it seems like you've got like a plan for what you're doing here.
Yeah. No, there is a plan, bro. I'm not just posting randomly. Like that's just
So are there any tips and tricks you could give someone who wants to boost their numbers?
Consistency, back what you're saying, and don't be scared to try new stuff just to see what lands. But consistency is probably the most. Like, when I started out, I was posting 3 reels a day. It was almost too much.
And what, were you just hoping the algorithm was going to take you there?
Yeah, I was like, there's gonna be a video that pops.
Because you've also done it mostly on Instagram, less on TikTok, right?
Yeah. TikTok hasn't been good to me, but that doesn't matter. Like Instagram is where my where my people are, and I'm comfortable with that. It's not gonna pop on every social media platform. It's like, for example, I don't do Twitter because I think Twitter.
It's dead.
Yeah.
Like, it's been dead for a while.
Like Twitter, I feel like, I don't know. I just got thrown off Twitter because I felt like a lot of people like bully each other and like, like they're very, very mean to each other on Twitter. I was like, I don't like that energy.
Fair enough. But don't you get some of that on Instagram though? I know your comments.
Some of the comments, I just delete and block people. Yeah. But like 400 people blocked them.
I think I've got the same, but just because that's how many people I've like grown to hate as time's gone on.
Oh yeah. No, there are obviously a few hate blocks where I'm just like, I don't like. Kifness was I blocked him immediately.
Amen.
Yeah, I was like, I don't.
Everyone blocked the Kifness. Just save yourself the time. Like you'll eventually see screenshots of his dumbest opinions.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to have.
You don't know. Yeah.
Anywhere near you.
Yeah. So it was very intentional. 2023, when I lost Newcomer of the Year, I looked at my followers and I was like, fuck, this is not, I need to.
But why did that affect you so much?
What?
Like the losing Newcomer of the Year? Because I remember you posted about that like you didn't win Newcomer, and then even the Breakthrough Act and stuff. Like, I know it's a thing you're striving for in that, but why is it like such a big deal to you?
Man, it's not,
Was it like the recognition, or is it about the, being able to like get better bookings, or what is it,
No, I think it's the recognition, man. Like, I feel like sometimes these award things they're not, and that's what I realize now. Like I'm less concerned with it right now.
Yeah.
Because I realize it's not gonna go to who deserves it or who puts in it. It's not always. So you leave it alone, but it's not.
And the thing is, it's also often there's multiple deserving people.
Yeah.
Like that's the reality, and that's why like I kind of hate awards and stuff like that in general, because it's like also you're putting art against each other and that, and it's like, art connects with different people for different reasons. And to say something is better than something else, yes, we can do that in technical ways and stuff like that, but popularity is the main judge with these things. And you know, like, and that's not, it's the Comics Choice Awards, so it's not even popularity with crowds.
It's
popularity with comedians.
So they literally, if guys look at your picture when they're voting, they're like, I think this guy's a bit weird. That's not judging my comedy. That's judging.
Bro, like, I didn't know 90% of the people. I just gave them a 3. That was it. Like, that was my middle of the ground. And then if I know you suck, I'll give you less. And if I know you're good, I'll give you more. But like, if I don't know you, I can't fucking, give you a higher score.
So then is that like a real...
I think the law of averages might play it out, but then you also do get the guys who like can tour and do tour and stuff, and like, you know, who hang out and that. Obviously, you know, people are going to vote for them more because they like them more. Like, I think it's harder for, you know, the some of the big name comedians, you know, who aren't performing on the scene kind of thing. Like, they could be doing excellent shows, but we as comedians aren't seeing them. So we're not voting on that. You're like, oh yeah, he's good, I'll give him a 4. But then you vote for someone else who, like, you do know, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna give him a 5. So it's definitely a flawed system, and it's why, like, I've never participated until this year. Like, we entered in the Durban Comedy Invasion just because, like, it's a team thing and that. But yeah, man, like, I don't think we're gonna even get nominated, and I'm not too stressed about it. I even said in our thing, like, I don't think we're gonna win. Like,
but it's after those 2 years, I learned to, like, man, it's out of my control. Also doesn't affect my bottom line, to be honest.
But that's the thing, that's why for me it's like, it's almost unnecessary for you. You don't need this thing to tag your thing, because audiences already know you. Like, you already have people who come to watch you exclusively, and more so than a lot of people who have already won awards. So that's why for me it was just kind of strange, where it's like, you already have the approval of, like, the people who matter, and it's the people who are buying tickets at the end of the day.
It's I guess it's one of the things I had to learn to be, like, more not want it all, if that makes sense. I think I was just being greedy.
And there's also, like,
there's nothing wrong with
that.
exactly. But there's nothing. It's just, I guess that's part of being a human, bro. You can, you know, not look at it from
we all want that recognition. Like, that's the thing. At the end of the day, we all want the approval of our peers.
But like you say, I definitely, what I took away from it is how you put it, is that, I mean, I do good show runs. I'm touring. That's more than enough. That should be more than enough, actually.
Yeah, and like,
it is.
And that's the thing. You're building your own stuff, and you've got like all the influencer work and everything like that. So it's like, you seem to be doing great, dude. And the awards will eventually come. Like, eventually, maybe you'll get headliner or like whatever. But for now, I think just keep doing what you're doing. And then I did want to ask, are there any sports that you don't like?
Sports that I don't like.
Because you're like the biggest cheerleader for every sport, for every South African team.
Yeah, but I'm a big cheerleader for South Africans. I like South Africa. I love actually South Africa, and I think South Africa is one of the most fun places in the world. Just every day there's just something new, something funny. There's a video trending of just only in South Africa would this happen, right? Like. And for me, that I enjoy those type of moments where we can all sit back and be like, that's South Africa. That's the South Africa I know. Sports I don't like.
Like, I could see you busy fucking cheering on luge if there was a South African involved.
Nah, man. Like, I don't know, winter sports, but like I find weird sports fascinating, like the sports where they on the ice and they like
curling.
I
love curling, bro.
Bruh, when the guys get into it, like I like, and they take it so seriously.
Bowls is fantastic, all those kind of games, bro.
I was watching the World Championship darts with that 17-year-old kid? Yeah, like he was,
love darts.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember. I don't know if you remember as a kid when they used to like play the darts in the morning, like on Sky.
Literally, like
Sky
on
Sport.
Saturdays or whatever.
Yeah. And then it's like, doof, and like what? And then they've got like what kills me. My favorite thing is like these guys aren't like seriously in shape or anything, and then they've got all these sponsors are like
Literally.
like there's no difference between how sponsored they are compared to like a Lewis Hamilton who's got all his sponsors on the shirt, and these guys just playing like a pub sport that went mainstream, and I fucking think that's so cool.
Yeah.
But sports that I don't like, nothing really. I'm more, when I like sports, I'm more fascinated with like the stories and like the competitiveness of sport, and like I like the stories behind sport.
Yeah.
So like I'm not really an NFL fan. Like I always think it's outrageous how America like will win. The Philly Eagles just won the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
and they the world champions. Like that, there was that sprinter who was like world champions of what? He's not lying. I don't know why people trashed him for that. Like like you the only guys that play gridiron football.
Literally.
Who else is meant to be the world champion? It's always gonna be you. Literally, there's the only places that have produced world champions in football, American football, are Americans. So it's not
Well, they needed to create a sport that they were good at, you know?
Huh?
They needed to create a sport that they were good at.
they're like, fuck, we're not gonna waste 200 years of being
Like learning cricket
10th,
or like...
10th in cricket and like 15th in rugby. Let's just do a sport that we can fucking do better than everyone and no one. So
They literally called it American football. Like they're like, this is ours.
But I like the stories in the American, like NFL. Like I think there's
Yeah, I think we all can agree that seeing the Chiefs lose was enjoyable.
that sounds like an anti-Taylor Swift type of comment.
I mean, that wasn't an anti-Taylor Swift comment. That was just an anti, like, you know, the bad guys kind of thing in this Philadelphia Eagles versus Chiefs thing. You know, obviously the Eagles were the good guys, Chiefs are the bad guys, depending on if you're black or white, I guess. But yeah, I'll always take a dig at Taylor Swift. Don't worry about that. Like, I'll make them more direct and blunt.
Bro, I'll tell you one thing about Taylor Swift, just to go off topic quickly. I was in UK and she did a show there.
Yeah.
I didn't know because I'm not a Taylor Swift fan.
Oh, you struck me as a Swiftie.
Yeah, nah. But her hustle is incredible, bro.
Yeah, but she's a pure capitalist fucking...
I saw grown-ass men get on the tube with fucking glitter and shit on their faces, and I was like, okay, that's powerful, bro. This chick has powers.
Yeah.
To make grown-ass men like the equivalent of South African grootmans, like guys like where you'd be like, Bob would never do this. And like, imagine me seeing you walk into a train and you've got glitter half of your face.
Oh, that's happened many times, but not for Taylor Swift.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying for Taylor Swift. And I was just like, nah, gents, this thing is powerful, bro. It's she's using some powerful witchcraft.
She's like the ultimate brand. That's basically it. Like, I see her as just a complete like package of corporate fucking capitalist fucking mediocrity, personally. Like, I think her shit is fucking whack. I think she makes okay music that I don't connect with in any way, shape, or form, and I find her to just be completely contrived, completely fake, and just always performing. Like, she's just not a real human being to me.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm gonna get some hate for that after this. I get so much hate for my
Bob
Taylor
said
Swift
that,
hate.
not me, gents. But I can second one thing that you said specifically. I've never heard it and been like, yo, shit. Where did this come from? Like,
Literally.
Yeah,
And like, that's the thing, like, I love like poppy ballad stuff, I love country stuff, I love all of it. Like, you know, like, I love Casey Musgraves, although newer stuff not as good, but whatever. Like, there's so many artists who like are similar to her but are more authentic, and like, I just go like, there you go, see, this is the thing but real. She's the thing but as a product you can buy. And like, but everything's that nowadays, so I don't even know where to go with that. But last thing I want to ask you, so Drickus, hey? You still a fan?
Yeah, I'm still a fan.
I saw you posting still. Even though the Trump thing, how you feeling about that?
You know, each to their own, but I'll be honest, not the happiest guy that he's doing that. I think he might be a little bit misinformed. A little bit might also be a stretch. I think he's misinformed. Let me actually call a spade a spade. He is misinformed. And a lot of people are trying to say that he did that. It was sort of like a tongue-in-cheek
for Strickland, but like he has shaked like Trump's hand before and that.
No,
and, like,
but all those like UFC guys worship Trump.
Of course, like that's the thing. Well, not all of them, but like there's like a handful of dudes who don't. But like, I know what you mean.
Most of them are on Trump's dick like that,
literally.
And I mean, he's. I don't lie, bro. Meeting him personally and hanging out with him,
you're like. Great dude.
That's the part.
A conundrum.
Yeah. That's exactly it, Bob. Meeting, bruh, like hospitable. His family was amazing. Fiance amazing. We hung out, chatted proper, went overtime. Guy was so chill and nice. We like had laughs, everything. Bought me drinks, was the guy. It was cool. Was one of the greatest experiences I've had with someone that's that level of
famous
and whatever. And then here comes the but. But obviously I can't agree with what he's saying politically. That's just
No, like
it doesn't matter how good our relationship is or how much I support him. I can't support that part at all.
No, that's the thing. I remember when he was fighting against Izzy and that, and I was like, I'm supporting Izzy here. And you were like, bro, what? I was like, there's just something off about that dude. But I've never met him, so I can't make those kind of judgments. But like, for me, I just, because that thing, I do dig MMA, but like, there's so many aspects of the culture that like really bug me. The Joe Rogan effect essentially of all of it, like is just strange. It definitely attracts a certain type of dude typically. But then you also get like the mad nerdy dudes who like, like the science of all of it and like all of that. So it definitely brings in some interesting people.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Gonna ask you one last question.
Yes.
It's a question I ask all the guests. What is a big mistake that you've learned an important lesson from?
Probably when I was
don't do Cody. Huh? Don't do Cody.
when I was in the whole drug thing and partying. I used to host these parties like rent Airbnbs, all this shit.
What? Okay, so I'm wilding with selling porn. You're busy throwing parties at rented Airbnbs.
Yeah, but I had too many yes men, and I don't think I'll ever have that again, bro.
Okay.
When niggas didn't tell me, yo, man, your life is in shambles, or like.
Yeah, but because they're probably enablers, because you're probably providing for them.
Yeah, that was probably that's definitely.
Usually, if people aren't calling you out about your drug habit, it's because they're the ones benefiting off your drug habits.
So and I promised myself to never roll like that again. I want people to be like, yo, man, you're moving a bit mad. That's not you. That's not how you are as a person. So that's probably the biggest regret.
Just learn to surround yourself with better people, basically.
Definitely.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, bro.
Nah, anytime, man. This was fun.
Yeah, dude. Those are good chats. Like,
it
was so easy, man.
Yeah. It didn't even feel long.
No, not at all. But cool. We'll do part 2 like next year or something.
Yeah. I will. Dope.